Want to 10x your growth? Discover how only 3 growth hacks in 10 days can change everything. Welcome to the 10-Day Growth Hacking Challenge with your host, Nader Sabri. Today we are here with Klaim and we are on our final review. Congratulations, they've finished the 10-Day Growth Hacking Challenge. And of course, always welcome aboard. Before we get started, if you want to get more information about Klaim, go below, or if you want to see their story and narrative, go to the kickoff video. And we've got Vlad with us, who has been the guy pushing and leading on of course, with the most drive when it comes to the whole challenge. And this is where we kind of step back and reflect what has happened, so we can take as much of that in. One of the most important parts of this process, of course, is significant and constructive learning that helps us move forward and pushes us to the next level. Vlad, if you can share with us some of your feedback on the process, how it's worked out for you, reflecting on some of the results that have come out of this and some of the things that maybe we haven't seen in the last episodes you'd like to share as something as even as a little learning or significant motivation that you'd like to share with others related to what we've done in the last 10 days.
Yeah, sure. So I think we've been, as Klaim, we've been selected by few accelerators, global accelerators. We went through the process. We went through many learnings, but one thing that was always missing is the growth, the sales, marketing, the growth hacking. How do you actually, you have the idea, you have the team, you have everything. And how do you take it from 0 to 100, from 100 to 1,000, from 1,000 to 10,000? I think that's what was missing in a lot of accelerators and with a lot of I would say projects or courses or whatever workshops we've taken before. So it was great being in an environment with Nader, with someone who thinks that way. You need to have a person in the company who steps out from the daily operations, because they consume us a lot, and then we tend to not think about, okay, how can we grow? What can we use? And it was a great learning to kind of put everything aside and think about, okay, that's our problem. How can we make sure that we solve this problem, and how can we make sure that it reflects in our growth? Because that's what we are looking for, and that's what investors are looking for, and that's what companies are for, right? To grow and to kind of achieve new milestones. So I think it was really great experience to do that. Look at the company, at whatever is happening from the perspective of growth, and great. Thank you, Nader, for your support. I think we've done a great job.
Thank you, Vlad. Thank you very much. I think that, and sorry, so before we kind of kick back with my feedback as well, if there was like any kind of last point that you would like to leave with anyone in the audience who's never done this and would like to do it, or something you would just like to share in the sense of learning as a takeaway, a final takeaway for anybody tuning in, what would it be from this whole process and what you've learned?
I would repeat, I think, what I already said. It's very important to dedicate the timing. Even with us, with Klaim, it was really difficult because we have daily operations, because we have 50 people that we need to manage. We have clients, we have investors that we need to talk to every single day. I think it's very important to dedicate this time slot or this day and think about, okay, guys, put everything aside. The operations, it's gonna happen, but we need to strategize. We need to think out of the box how we can grow, and it's very important to dedicate this time slot. I think that's the main takeaway in the learning. Yeah,
awesome. Well, that's really great. I mean, I think Klaim, in my opinion, I think Klaim is a very unique organization. So I think that's clear as day. And I think the opportunity in front of you is actually very significant, especially with how unique the opportunity is and with the data that you've got. So data-rich companies are in an extremely advantageous position in today's world, because data analytics and big data is a lot better understood today than it's ever been. And there's a huge investor appetite for it, not just because it's a great investment, but ultimately because of the solutions that it solves in today's world, especially with complex situations, especially being in the health sector, which is a sector that's been taking a beating, because of the pandemic. And it's, I think that you are in a very ideal position in an ideal time. And I think timing is crucial to making a lot of people succeed. So I think on the outskirts, looking kind of at the external possibilities and opportunities for Klaim, I think are quite fantastic. Well, I think on an internal level, I think there's a lot of challenges that I see. I think one of them is coordination and organization has been probably one of the more complicated ones I've seen on here. What I admire is that your CEO has brought your whole team to get involved, and I think that's a good thing. I always commend that because having the team involved is really important. Having the team in how to get the team involved is where the challenge is, and that's I think one of the things that I noticed, which is like there's too much ping pong happening, and I recognize there's some other priorities there. As you rightly pointed out, and you brought up a really good point, one of the things you learn about kind of what I classify as the building blocks. So you said when you go to an accelerator, they'll get you the things that you need in place, but they don't teach you growth. And that's a very well-known thing. And so we work with several accelerators on the side, of course, as a side note related to that. But the point though is that growth is actually, it's its own science and it's very unique. And organizations that don't commit to growth are organizations that don't go very far. This is known. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. If growth is not a priority in the hierarchy of energy and effort put into an organization, growth takes a sideline and all of a sudden it becomes chasing the wrong things. And so there's a video and we'll try to get it in here and I suggest you go to it. It's on my channel. It's called Revenue versus Funding. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see is that, and I've done this mistake myself, by the way, pure rookie mistake, by the way, where like everything in my world became hinged on funding and not growth. And so I was always selling an idea, having to push the idea, and investors would literally come back, with the keyword traction. Traction essentially means growth. I mean, it's just another word for the same thing. Yeah. And in today's world, I mean, I was lucky. I started building companies in the 90s where you can literally sell an idea to an investor and raise millions and grow, right? But those days are long gone. I mean, those golden days are done. Everything has its reason in place for the evolution of time. Today, we're in a world where investors, accelerators, funds, they're only interested in growth, and they're right, actually. That's exactly what they should be looking at. It's no longer about how great of an idea it is or how great the entrepreneur is or how great the model is or how great the team is. Those are all important. But if there's no growth, none of that adds up. And that's where we are today. And I think like what's really, really important is to really take on some of the growth hacks that we talked about. Even if as you can see, the process is dynamic, right? You learn different things as you go along, but ultimately as you adjust them and keep implementing and executing, and then you learn quickly with some of the techniques that we use, especially with, I think it's, again, I forget because we switched so many times, either hack 1 or 2, which dealt with the marketplace, if you recall. And having that credit rating system is unparalleled. It won't be long before somebody else does it. It's just like that. And so execution is crucial. And growth is at the center of that, because that is where the money is going to come in, both from your revenue side of growth, but also investors who will be chasing you, actually, not the other way around, because they want to tap into your growth. And having a portfolio of debt investment, the way you're doing it, has also a very unique strategic advantage for you guys when it comes to growth. We have different type of investors at different type of levels and different type of scale. And so what happens is you address a very unique part, especially in this market, which are, let's call them more timid or more risk averse investors who are looking for more stable, more structured, and more, let's say, straight line investments, which is what your debt market enables to actually happen. And the market for that kind of investment is actually much bigger than the equity you're trying to raise for your own company. And so the growth is going to come from there and from that side and from those guys. And I can tell you that I've seen several startup companies shift their models into that fractional ownership, income-based, fixed income-based investments, where the risk of being part of the operations is no longer there. They just tap into the cash revenue model that the organization has. And so the market for this right now is massive. I would put a lot of effort there. So that's kind of like my feedback. I hope that, I try to keep what I say constructive, because it's in good intentions, of course. And I think Klaim, I expect good things to come from Klaim because of its position and its unique situation. But I think you need to get the growth internally in your organization sorted out. yeah, quickly as well, because time is of the essence. Don't delay your destiny, as I always say. The results that you want exist. They're out there. They're waiting for you. You just got to get to it, and that's how it is. So yeah. So as we come to the end, I mean, we always, of course, congratulate our contenders, and we love having them on board. I always give one last challenge. I mean, in the book that you guys have, I mean, we've done 3 in the challenge, and there's room for 17. So if you finish the next 17 of them in the next 60 days, I have an all-star program, which is being developed and designed. And I'd love to see you guys as part of that program. So I'm giving you another challenge, purely 100% without any assistance, and purely on your side. So the last 10 days have been the springboard to that. And then ultimately, when we come to the end, as you know, I mean, this is a pay it forward system. I mean, this challenge is worth $10,000, and it was paid forward to you actually by one of our top contenders who has nominated Kareem and Klaim. So at the end, we always pay it forward. And so I don't know if you have 3 nominations or have selected 3 nominees as a team who you'd like to pay it forward to for the next challenge.
Nothing that comes on top of my mind right now, but we will definitely select 3.
Okay, awesome. No problem. So guys, that's the challenge. That's Klaim. More information below. You want to learn about their narrative, head over to the kickoff video. Vlad, thank you very much. Good luck. And I hope to see you guys in the all-star program, man. Good luck.
See you soon.
Take care. Take care.